Howdy folks, how's it going? Gabriel here. Pardon the blinding light at the moment. The sun is just about to go down behind some trees there, in which case the light is going to change considerably in the next few minutes, I think. So this video is on the subject of, are New Age beliefs a distraction from real spiritual growth? Definitely a valid question. I've been doing an assortment of videos on the subject of the New Age movement, just sort of trying to clear up and clarify some things from my own point of view, which is that ultimately, for all of its faults and imperfections and quirks and whatnot, then the very broad spectrum of the New Age movement, taking into account, just a very wide range of different belief systems and spiritual teachings, is ultimately a very positive development for humanity. But if you consider the whole range of various things that people are discussing and exploring within the so-called New Age movement, everything from channeling to out-of-body experiences, to chakras, to Reiki, various healing modalities, remembering past lives, seeing into other dimensions, exploring the possibility of, am I from the Pleiades or Arcturus or Lyra or wherever? Then is this all basically just a distraction from the real core spiritual growth work that is genuinely needed, which is not about, being in a fantasy land of wouldn't it be cool if I was from this place, or wouldn't it be cool if I was Joan of Arc in my past life, or what is my starseed name, and how many chakras do I have, and went to this strange place on another planet when I was astral traveling last night, and all this stuff. Is this just a distraction from real spiritual growth? And I would say, yes, it can be. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is. In the same way that you could ask the question, is watching TV a distraction from meditation? Well, it could be. It depends. Are you watching TV instead of getting around to meditating? Or are you perhaps meditating and then later in the day watching TV? We have time for a variety of different activities in our life. We don't have to just be doing any one particular thing or doing things any one particular way. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can explore a variety of concepts within our minds. And so the real question is, what is real? That's really what matters. If you're entertaining a bunch of fanciful notions that in reality are false, are illusions, don't exist, don't happen, then that is definitely a distraction. Other than just, playing around with your imagination or whatever, you can read a fantasy book, and that isn't necessarily a distraction from your life. It's just, allowing your mind to go to some unreal places just for the sake of taking a little mind trip, a little fantasy vacation. And so the real question here is, what is actually real? Does this stuff genuinely exist? Do we actually have past lives? Can we actually travel in the astral realms? Is there life on other planets, and are those some of those beings out there in the Pleiades or whatever, communicating to humans through other humans? And my general belief is that yes, this stuff is actually for real. I've had my own experiences in the metaphysical realm that have shown me firsthand that some of these phenomena are in fact real. I've told the story in a few other videos of a childhood memory of mine when I was watching the movie Superman in a movie theater when I was 6 years old in 1978, and at the very beginning of the movie, then it depicts Superman being sent by his parents as a baby to Earth in this little space pod. And in the course of watching that scene from the movie, sitting there in the movie theater, then I had this visceral subconscious memory just flood my being at the time that I had some kind of a similar experience like this of coming from some other dimension to Earth. I've experienced the out-of-body state firsthand multiple times. I can remember very vividly the experience of my soul coming out of my body and then sort of hovering around the room where I was sleeping. I didn't get very far, that was it. I just did a video on deja vu, and so that, as I explained in that video, is a phenomenon as a result of the reality that time is all simultaneous, and that we are accessing various points of our life, both past and future, in our dreams. And that's what deja vu is, that within your dreams you are able to look at the full length of your life, and so you see some future moment in your life a few years ahead, and then when you actually find yourself in that present moment, that's an experience of deja vu. So if it's real, then it's relevant. If this stuff is really happening, if we actually have previous lives, if we actually have a energetic aura to us. I've been to a New Age expo in which I had a photo taken using Kirlian photography of my aura. Then it's relevant and not necessarily just a distraction from the spiritual path to be contemplating the concept of your aura and your chakras. But can this stuff actually potentially be a distraction? And yes, I would say absolutely it can be, because the ultimate core, most important spiritual growth work is not just, traveling places in your mind, what if this was true, what if that was true, etc. But it is about spiritual, mental, emotional, physical healing work of your current present being, of who you are now, and working on that, being in this present moment as much as you can in your current situation, in your body, in your feelings and your thoughts that you're experiencing right now, because whatever it is that you're experiencing in this moment is the ultimate culmination of your soul's evolution up to this point has led to this present moment. So whatever your circumstances are, then you need to deal with that and grapple with that and seek to evolve and change those circumstances if you're not happy with them. So that is, ultimately what is the most important concept along the spiritual path. But that does not mean that if you're watching TV, then you're completely wasting your time. We have a fair amount of time in the course of the day, and we can trip out on these various concepts, and also work on the real spiritual growth. You can meditate for an hour or two, and then go read a channeled book of the Pleiadians, giving some ideas, and that can still be relevant to your life and even useful on your spiritual path. give you ideas on, how you're approaching your life, and insights into the nature of your soul, and exercises to work on when you're not meditating or whatever. So there you go. Absolutely, these concepts can absolutely be a distraction, and I'm sure are for some another way of avoiding one's inner stuff, just trip out on all these possibilities. But we can explore these concepts while still doing the real important spiritual work. All right, take care.